Longevity planning. What your bank account should look like at 80. Let's start with a truth bomb. You're not planning for retirement anymore, you're planning for longevity. And that's an entirely different game with entirely different stakes. Because today, people aren't just living longer, they're living smarter, stronger, and more optimized than ever before. They're tapping into the science of biohacking with NAD plus organic supplements, tracking their glucose levels with real-time monitors, getting weekly IV drips, using neurofeedback devices, and wearing rings that measure their sleep like NASA. They're not just buying time, they're engineering vitality. This shift is seismic. We've entered the era of the wellness investor, and here's the million-dollar question. If you're upgrading your biology for 100+ years of optimized living, is your money on the same plan? Because financial planning hasn't kept up. Retirement calculators still assume you'll live to 85 and fade quietly into old age. But what if you live to 100 and you're thriving at 90? What if your third act includes hiking Patagonia, launching a business, or mentoring a new generation? Not just surviving, that's what this video is about. We're not here for generic savings tips or scare tactics. We're here to architect a financial ecosystem that matches the ambition of your wellness goals. A system built not just to last, but to thrive in a future where aging is optional and health is exponential. In this video, we'll explore how wellness, technologies from organic molecular compounds to advanced diagnostics, are transforming what it means to age. We'll break down the real costs of living long and living well, the supplements, the trackers, the bespoke nutrition, the concierge doctors, the personalized gene therapy plans that aren't just sci-fi anymore, they're here, and they're pricey. We'll dive deep into how to financially prepare for a world where your life expectancy is climbing every year, and what your portfolio, insurance, income streams, and even your estate plan should look like in a world where 90 is the new 60. This isn't about fear, it's about freedom. It's about remaining physically, emotionally, and financially independent deep into your 70s, 80s, and 90s. It's about future-proofing your lifestyle, not just with greens and gym memberships, but with smart money moves. And we're not stopping there. We'll also decode how high performers, Silicon Valley execs, elite athletes, longevity investors are building strategies that fuse health span with wealth span. Because they understand that a longer life is only a gift if you can afford to live it well. We'll teach you how to apply the same principles. How to view your wellness stack as an asset. How to use technology to track both your health data and your wealth data in sync. And how to create a system that evolves with your biology. Because this isn't about choosing between money or health. This is about building both intentionally, synergistically, and unapologetically. So whether you're a wellness junkie already tracking your biometrics or just someone who realizes that retirement in the 2050s is going to look nothing like what your parents experienced, this video is your launch pad. By the end, you'll know how to align your financial strategy with your longevity vision. You'll see how to turn your passion for health into a strategy for lifelong independence. And you'll walk away with a roadmap that helps you not just add years to your life, but add life to your years. Let's begin this journey toward a fully optimized life and the financial system that supports it. We're living through a biological renaissance. Wellness isn't a trend, it's an industry, a mindset, and increasingly, a science-backed investment. And at the center of this movement, organic supplements, compounds that are becoming the go-to tool for anyone looking to extend not just lifespan, but health span. Let's paint the picture. Across Instagram feeds and elite health podcasts, you've probably seen the same names circulating: NAD+, ashwagandha, resveratrol, lion's mane, rhodiola, omega-3 from algae, chlorella, magnesium glycinate, and liposomal vitamin D3. These aren't fringe hippie remedies anymore. They are part of meticulously crafted longevity stacks used by doctors, biohackers, athletes, and CEOs. So why the obsession? Because organic supplements are becoming the missing link between modern deficiency and optimal performance. We live in a world where even our healthy diets are nutrient poor due to depleted soil, processed food, chronic stress, and toxic environments. Organic supplementation bridges that gap, not just to avoid disease, but to pursue vitality. Let's break down some of the stars of the longevity movement and how they tie directly into wellness optimization. NAD plus precursors like NMN and NR. NAD plus is like the fuel for your cellular engines. It's responsible for energy production, DNA repair, and slowing the aging process. But here's the catch. NAD+ levels plummet as you age. By 50, you've lost over 50% of your natural production. NAD+ precursors like N-nicotinamide mononucleotide and NR-nicotinamide riboside help replenish those levels, rejuvenating your cells, boosting mitochondrial function, and potentially extending lifespan. People who take NAD+ precursors often report sharper mental focus, faster recovery from workouts, and more consistent energy levels, especially when paired with fasting or cold therapy. It's not just about feeling younger, it's about cellular resilience. Adaptogens: ashwagandha, rhodiola, holy basil. These organic herbs modulate the body's stress response, balancing cortisol, reducing anxiety, and supporting adrenal health. In a world where stress silently wreaks havoc on aging, adaptogens are your daily shield. Ashwagandha in particular has clinical support for reducing cortisol, improving sleep quality, boosting testosterone levels, and enhancing mood. Rhodiola supports mental clarity under pressure, key for high performers juggling long days. And when taken consistently, these herbs don't just make you feel better, they fortify your body against burnout and breakdown. Mushroom power: lion's mane, reishi, cordyceps. Lion's mane is one of the most exciting nootropics in natural medicine. It stimulates nerve growth factor NGF, supporting brain health, memory retention, and even regeneration. Biohackers are stacking lion's mane with microdoses of psilocybin or coffee to create neuroplasticity, enhancing morning routines. Reishi: it's your immune system's best friend, modulating inflammation, enhancing deep sleep, and improving liver detox. Cordyceps: a favorite for athletes, it boosts oxygen usage, stamina, and even libido. These mushrooms aren't magic, they ancient tools with modern applications. Magnesium glycinate and liposomal vitamins. Magnesium is responsible for over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body. Most people are deficient. Magnesium glycinate, one of the most absorbable forms, helps reduce inflammation, improve sleep, regulate blood sugar, and support heart function. Combine it with liposomal vitamins like D3+, K2, and you're creating an anti-aging cocktail for cellular protection. The algae revolution: omega-3s from chlorella and algae oil. Plant-based omega-3s are critical for cognitive health, joint support, and inflammation control. Algae-based supplements are a sustainable alternative to fish oil, and they're cleaner, more concentrated, and increasingly embraced by longevity-focused vegans and vegetarians. So, what's the link to financial planning? These aren't just wellness choices. These are long-term investments into your biological currency. They're proactive decisions designed to avoid massive medical expenses down the line. Think of every high-quality organic supplement as a micro-premium on your future health insurance, a daily vote for vitality. Because here's the truth: when your health span grows, so must your financial strategy. Living longer in good health means more years of spending on food, travel, experiences, housing, and yes, even more wellness. Organic supplementation doesn't just keep you alive, it can protect your earning capacity by preventing burnout, supporting brain function, and enhancing productivity over time. And as more of these supplements enter clinical trials and become mainstream, early adopters will be ahead of the curve, not just biologically, but financially. You'll already know what works, what's worth the cost, and what's just hype. Coming up next, what does it actually cost to live long and live well? We'll break down the financial realities of a 90-year lifespan, from healthcare to high-performance living. So far, we've painted an inspiring vision of longevity, a life filled with vibrant energy, cognitive clarity, and physical vitality well into your 80s, 90s, and beyond. But now it's time to ground that vision in reality. Living longer isn't just about more years, it's about more costs. And most people dramatically underestimate what those costs look like. Let's break it down into layers: healthcare, lifestyle, wellness maintenance, and longevity inflation. Healthcare, the invisible mountain. The average retired American couple today is expected to spend over $300,000 on healthcare alone throughout retirement, and that's without factoring in long-term care. But when we're talking about extended longevity, that number balloons. Why? Because longevity often means chronic disease management, advanced medical diagnostics, and out-of-pocket therapies that traditional insurance won't touch. If you're optimizing your health with executive blood panels, early-stage cancer detection like Gallery tests, hormone optimization, or even proactive neuroimaging to prevent cognitive decline, you're looking at thousands per year just to stay ahead of the curve. Now multiply that by 30 or 40 years beyond traditional retirement. Suddenly, aging well becomes an ultra-premium lifestyle. Wellness maintenance, the high cost of high performance. Let's talk about the things that actually keep you optimized. Organic supplements, high-quality nutrition, regular functional medicine consultations, IV therapy, hyperbaric oxygen sessions, infrared saunas, cryotherapy, and high-end fitness training. None of this is covered by insurance, but all of it is part of the biohacker's longevity lifestyle. Monthly NAD Plus infusions, $300, $800. Supplement stacks from Thorn, Elysium, or Agone, $100, $400 month. Personalized nutrition based on your genome, thousands annually. Fitness trackers and wearables. 9 it's upfront plus subscriptions. Functional medicine or concierge doctors, often $5,000, $15,000 a year. These aren't luxury expenses, they're preventative investments. But without a plan, they'll become financial liabilities over time. Housing and lifestyle support in advanced years. Let's say you live to 95. Will your house be suitable for aging in place? Will you need private care, specialized wellness retreats? What about transportation if you no longer drive? Here's where long-term care becomes a huge consideration. In-home care averages $5,000, $10,000 a month for high-quality personalized support. Assisted living around $54,000 per year, and that's before premium wellness offerings. For those planning to age independently, smart home retrofits and technology-enhanced living spaces may also become necessary, adding tens of thousands to your aging plan. Longevity inflation, the silent threat. Here's what most people miss. The longer you live, the longer your money is exposed to inflation. And not just general inflation. Medical and wellness inflation, which often outpaces the national average. That $200 monthly supplement routine. In 30 years, it could cost $600 a month or more. That annual diagnostics package, that's $1,500 now. Expect to pay $5,000 in the 2050s. Longevity amplifies inflation's impact because you'll feel it year after year, long after your peak earning years have passed. Bottom line, what you'll really need, if you want to not just survive but thrive for an extra 20-30 years beyond retirement, you need to recalibrate your entire financial strategy. Forget the old rule of save enough to cover 25 years after 65. You may need to finance 40 years of active living. That means of a larger retirement fund, higher yield investments designed for sustainability, passive income streams to replace traditional income, a withdrawal strategy that adjusts over time, insurance that covers long-term care and medical innovation, and most critically, a cash flow model that adapts to increasing health-related expenses. Coming up next, how to build a financial architecture that supports this level of vitality and resilience. Because a long life without a long-term money plan, that's not freedom. That's stress. You've upgraded your biology. You've committed to the long game. Now it's time to ask a simple but life-altering question. Is your money designed to last as long as your body? Because if you're optimizing for vitality into your 90s and hundreds, you can't rely on 20th century financial models. Traditional retirement planning was built around a life that ends at 85. You're planning for 100, maybe longer, and that demands an entirely different wealth architecture. Let's break it down. Your portfolio must evolve from preserve to perform. Most retirement portfolios are built around the idea of wealth preservation. Let's move into bonds, live off the nest egg, and spend slowly. But in a longevity-focused lifestyle, your money can't just sit, it has to work for decades. That means a shift toward dividend growth investing, real estate portfolios, long-duration stocks, and alternative assets that grow with inflation and produce reliable, recurring income. You're not just preserving capital, you're creating a lifelong income engine. Longevity means you'll likely need more liquidity, not less. As you age, your expenses won't drop, they'll shift. You might spend less on housing and more on health, less on commuting, more on supplements, diagnostics, and proactive medicine. This demands financial fluidity, strategies that allow access to capital without early withdrawal penalties, high taxes, or illiquidity traps. That's why modern longevity plans include tax-advantaged accounts like ACE's health savings accounts, Roth IRAs with no RMDS required minimum distributions, cash value life insurance for strategic withdrawals, flexible real estate assets like short-term rentals or ADAs for passive income plus future housing needs. Insurance, from expense to asset. Insurance gets a bad rep, but in the longevity economy, it's a power tool. If structured right, insurance products can protect your wealth and grow it. Here's how SEVA longevity insurance, also called deferred income annuities, creates guaranteed income if you live past 85 or 90. Hybrid long-term care policies provide cash for future wellness needs without the use it or lose it risk. Indexed universal life insurance can act as a tax-free wealth distribution tool, growing alongside market gains but protected from downside losses. In short, modern insurance isn't just about death, it's about staying alive and independent. Passive income is your longevity lifeline. Want peace of mind in your 80s? Create income streams that don't need you to work. Whether it's through third real estate rentals, digital businesses or royalties, peer-to-peer lending, REITs or dividend-paying FS, equity and long-term growth startups. You want to build cash flow that automatically scales with your life, no matter your age or ability. Pro tip: structure these streams to increase with inflation. $1,000 month in today. $S won't cut it in 30 years. The new withdrawal plan. Strategic and sustainable. Old school financial planners often use the 4% rule. Withdraw 4% of your savings per year in retirement. But with a 40-year retirement window, that won't last. Instead, your plan should include dynamic withdrawal strategies, flexing based on market and health conditions. Buckets of money: short, medium, long. Term allocations: smart sequence of returns, planning to avoid early depletion during market downturns. This is where a financial advisor who understands longevity becomes priceless. You need a partner who doesn't just plan for retirement, they plan for multi-decade independence, designing a wealth strategy that ages with you. Your financial plan needs to be as adaptive as your biology. Your income strategy should reflect your lifestyle, your supplements, your diagnostics, your health goals. And just like your blood work evolves with your protocol, your portfolio should be reviewed and optimized annually to reflect where you are and where you're going. Because a plan that doesn't evolve will fail you. Let's flip the narrative. What if your NAD Plus supplements, your morning stack of organic adaptogens, your bio-tracking wearables, and your annual full body scans weren't just expenses, but investments? Because here's the reality in the longevity economy. Your health is your most valuable asset. Not your home, not your car, not even your brokerage account. It's your biology, your ability to think clearly, move freely, stay resilient, and maintain independence deep into your future decades. This is the concept of health span. Not just how long you live, but how long you live well, and the financial implications. Massive. The ROI of wellness. Let's say your organic supplement routine costs $200 a month. Over 30 years, that's $72,000. Sounds expensive, until you realize that the average nursing home stay costs $108,000 per year. A single medical crisis can wipe out decades of savings. And chronic inflammation, untreated metabolic issues, or late diagnosed conditions are the primary accelerators of health decline. Now imagine that your supplements, diagnostics, and prevention tools delay that decline by 5, 10, even 15 years. You've not only improved your life, you've potentially saved millions in medical costs, long-term care, and lost income. That's not a cost. That's a high-return asset. Cognitive capital, protecting your brain's earning power. Want to keep making smart financial decisions into your 80s? Want to keep consulting, investing, or creating long after the traditional retirement age? Then protecting your brain becomes a top priority. Supplements like Lion's Mane, Omega-3s, Magnesium threonate, and nootropic stacks aren't vanity items. They're part of your neurofinancial strategy. They protect your cognition, your memory, your ability to manage your own wealth and make informed decisions. When cognition declines, so does financial independence. So biohacking your brain is financial risk management. Wellness reduces drag on your portfolio. Let's think like an investor. In finance, drag is anything that slows down your returns, fees, taxes, inflation. In life, poor health is the ultimate drag. It steals your time, attention, confidence, and energy. It erodes your relationships, your mood, and your clarity. But when you invest in wellness, you reduce that drag. You stay productive longer. You reduce time off work. You feel better, so you perform better. And performance is money. Wellness literally compounds your career, your business, your creativity, your confidence. The healthier you are, the more valuable you become in every arena of your life. The wealthy already know this. Here's how they operate. The ultra-rich don't view wellness as self-care. They view it as life insurance with dividends. They invest heavily in executive health programs with continuous diagnostics, personalized genomic reports, and gene-based interventions. Private medical networks with no waiting rooms. Supplement protocols managed by cellular biologists. Bespoke nutrition delivery aligned with microbiome testing. They're not reacting to illness. They're predicting, preventing, and optimizing. And you don't need billionaire wealth to adopt these principles, just a shift in mindset, positioning your wellness spending as strategic capital allocation. Here's the new model: supplements equals health asset accumulation. Wearables equals daily data feedback loops. Functional medicine equals early stage right protection. Diagnostics equals financial risk mitigation. Stress management equals performance optimization. Just as you diversify your investments, diversify your health efforts. Track them, measure results, tweak, optimize, scale. You're not trying to be healthy, you're compounding vitality, reframing the cost of wellness as part of your wealth plan. Instead of asking, "Can I afford this supplement protocol?" ask, "What's the cost of not investing in this? How will this affect my income producing potential 10 years from now? Is this preventing a future health event that could derail my lifestyle or my family's security?" When you view your wellness plan like your financial plan, structured, reviewed, intentional, everything changes. You stop seeing expenses, and you start seeing strategic allocations of capital. And when you pair your wellness architecture with a well-built wealth strategy, that's when the real magic happens. Let's get practical, because if you want to live well at 90, you can't just hope for the best. You have to build backward from the future you want. This isn't a vision board exercise. It's a financial blueprint, reverse engineered from your ideal lifestyle in advanced age and customized for the era of longevity. So let's start with a radical but important visualization. Close your eyes. You're 85. Where are you? Who's around you? What do your days look like? Are you on a beach with your grandkids, mentoring young entrepreneurs, traveling the world with energy and confidence, hosting dinner parties, playing tennis, launching a passion project? Now ask yourself, what kind of infrastructure does that lifestyle require? Because unless you're intentional, your 80s might not look like that dream. They might look like a small, overly conservative life shaped by limitations, not by design. Let's change that. Start with the end in mind, the longevity vision model. In longevity focused planning, we use a method called the vision backtrack. Define your optimal life at 85 to 95. Housing, health, relationships, purpose, legacy. Identify the financial requirements to sustain it. Break that into core categories: income, expenses, access, liquidity, care, connection. Map out the decade-by-decade steps required to fund it. This isn't about predicting the future, it's about owning it. Housing, aging in place or living well somewhere else. Will you want to stay in your current home, retrofit for mobility, or move into a smart longevity village? Aging in place requires capital for remodeling in home care, medical tech integration. Upscale longevity communities require buy-in, monthly fees, and often long-term commitment. Make the decision early and plan for it now. Health and independence, your top expense and priority. What does independent living at 85 require? Strength, mobility, and cognition, regular diagnostics, emergency response tech, supplements, hormone replacement therapy, functional medicine. These are not covered by Medicare or traditional insurance, which means they must be self-funded, and that's okay, because when planned properly, these are predictable investments, not surprises. Reverse engineering your asset needs. Let's say your ideal lifestyle at 85 costs $12,000 a month: housing, health, travel, nutrition, care, tech. That's $144,000 a year. Multiply that by 15 years, 85,100, and you'll need $2.2 million after age 85. Now subtract inflation, healthcare cost increases, emergencies, and taxes. Suddenly, your total number creeps toward $3 million. That's not doom and gloom. That's clarity, and with clarity comes control. Mental resilience plus financial flexibility. Planning this way isn't just logistical, it's psychological. When you know your future is funded, your stress today goes down, you make clearer decisions. You enjoy your wellness journey without guilt. You become the calm, centered person others look to for leadership, designing an 80-year life that's worth living. Your later years don't have to be about contraction, they can be about expansion. They can be your most powerful, generous, fulfilling chapter, but only if you build the runway now. If you want to give generously, budget for that. If you want full mobility, train and save for it. If you want world-class care, invest early. If you want dignity, plan decades in advance. And if you want the freedom to not worry about money when your joints creak and your energy dips, build a portfolio that's already got your back. Here's the beautiful truth about longevity. When your health systems and financial systems work together, they don't just support your life, they supercharge it. In this section, we're going to break down how to integrate the two engines driving your future, your wellness stack and your wealth strategy. This is where your supplements meet your spreadsheets, where your glucose monitor meets your portfolio dashboard. And if done right, this integration becomes your most powerful tool for independence and high performance over the long haul. The two stacks, health and wealth. Your wellness stack might include daily organic supplements, NAD+, omega-3, magnesium, adaptogens. The all trackers like the Aura Ring, Whoop Band, or Level CGM concierge medicine, diagnostics or telehealth subscriptions, nutrition services, IV therapy, movement protocols, meditation apps, therapy platforms, HRV training. Mikis Ter, Miklas Mation, 10 class. Thayer Dokshan, Arnoprade, Meyer Traxiga, Athing, Ath, Enathishan. Your wealth stack includes investment accounts, brokerage, Eros real estate, passive income streams, dividends, royalties, rental cash flow, insurance structures, longevity, life, long-term care, tax planning, withdrawal strategies, liquidity maps, budgeting tools, financial dashboards, smart banking. They're both ecosystems. But when they're siloed, you lose out. The breakthrough comes when they talk to each other. Integrated tech, tools that do double duty. Modern apps are starting to bridge the gap. Imagine a finance app that adjusts your budget when your wearable detects a high stress week because stress equals higher spending. A wellness tracker that alerts you when your supplement spending is up, helping you match it to monthly results. An AI-driven dashboard that monitors both your biological age and your financial longevity side by side. This isn't fiction, it's emerging functionality. Platforms like Monarch, Mint, Levels, Inside Tracker, and Heads Up Health are laying the groundwork. Soon, we'll see full health wealth convergence dashboards, where you can see how your NAD approach routine is, affecting your biomarkers and how that translates into lower long-term healthcare costs. The longevity operating system, how to build one. Here's how to create your own integrated operating system today. Track both your biomarkers and your net worth monthly. Match your supplement spending with Roy Energy, Clarity Recovery. Log long-term wellness purchases like diagnostic tests or IV therapies as capital investments. Create a wellness allocation in your budget, just like you would for rent or food. Meet quarterly with both a financial advisor and a functional health advisor. Yes, that last one, is important. You should treat your health like a business and your financial future like your body. Review, measure, iterate, optimize. Why integration matters more with age. As you grow older, everything becomes more interdependent. Your mental clarity affects your financial decision-making. Your financial flexibility affects your ability to pay for proactive care. Your energy levels determine whether you launch that business at 75 or retreat out of fear. Integration removes the guesswork. It keeps you resilient. It connects the dots between the dollars you spend on wellness and the independence you preserve for decades. Evolving with you, the self-upgrading system. The best part, this system evolves. As new wellness tech emerges, you plug it in. As your income shifts, you rebalance. As your body adapts, so does your strategy. You're not static, your life isn't static. Your plan shouldn't be either. That's how you become future-proofed, not with rigid discipline, but with dynamic alignment. Let's zoom out. You're no longer preparing for a quiet retirement. You're preparing for a bold, optimized, and fully engaged life that might stretch into your 90s, 100s, or beyond. And that changes everything. Because when you commit to living longer, you don't just need more years. You need more capacity, more clarity, more energy, more resilience, more systems to sustain it all. And that's what we've mapped out together. We started with a bold premise: longevity planning isn't just about living longer, it's about staying in control at every age. We explored how organic supplements, bio-tracking wearables, diagnostics, and personalized medicine are revolutionizing health span, and how these tools, when used intentionally, become investments in your future vitality. We looked at the real costs of living longer, the rising price of healthcare, the hidden inflation of wellness, the risk of outliving your money. And we got brutally honest: this future isn't cheap, but it is worth it if you plan for it. We broke down financial strategies built for longevity, from sustainable income streams to flexible portfolios, longevity insurance, and lifestyle-based budgeting. Because if your biology is going to evolve, your wealth needs to evolve with it. We reframed your wellness habits as assets, not indulgences. Every supplement, every test, every daily protocol is a dividend-paying investment in your independence, creativity, and capacity to contribute deep into your advanced years. We taught you how to reverse engineer your future, starting with a clear picture of what life should look like at 85 and mapping the financial systems to support it. It's not fantasy, it's strategy. And we showed you how to build an integrated ecosystem where your health tools and wealth tools operate together, where your smart ring informs your savings decisions, where your financial plan adapts to your diagnostic results, where you become your own chief longevity officer. But more than anything, this video was about empowerment. You have the power to design your life, to invest in your body like a portfolio, to treat your future self like your most valuable client, and to become the kind of person who doesn't just hope for longevity but prepares for it like a visionary. Because longevity is no longer a medical topic, it's a lifestyle, and it's a financial revolution. So here's your next move. Take a look at your current plan, your wellness routine, your investment strategy, your financial safety net. Ask yourself, are these built for a 100-year life? If not, it's time to start building. And if you want help customizing that plan, I want to hear from you. I work with high performers, wellness enthusiasts, and future-focused thinkers to align their health goals with real financial independence. Send me a message, drop a comment, reach out. Let's co-create the strategy that lets you own the next 50 years. And if this video opened your eyes, hit that like, smash subscribe, and share it with someone who's ready to take their life and their longevity to the next level. This isn't just retirement planning. This is life strategy for a future unlike anything before. Your future self is already thanking you.